everyone. Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sam.
And it's our Grammar Station unit for this month. And the first thing we're going to be doing is reading a dialogue, part A, if it rains. Okay, well, yeah, as we get into the summer months in Taiwan, it kind of becomes a thing, right? Where if you're doing something outside, it will definitely be hot, but a sunny, hot day can still be kind of nice. But because it's the summer, because it's Taiwan, we do get big rainstorms, sometimes even typhoons that come across the island at different times during this season. And so plans sometimes have to change because you can't do things outside when it's raining cats and dogs.
Yes, and so a lot of times I feel like in the summer I'm carrying a lot more with me than I would normally carry with me because I have to prepare if it's going to rain. And I might have an umbrella and I might have like a little tent or a coat, even though it's so hot and I don't want to carry that stuff.
That's right. You can't just wear your raincoat because it's too hot. But if it rains, and it often rains really hard, you definitely want that raincoat. These things can happen. Actually, one time I was supposed to be playing music on the beautiful island of Penghu, and the day we got there, a typhoon moved in.
Oh boy.
We were supposed to play for 3 different days. We ended up doing just 1 day at the big fireworks festival. There were 40,000 people watching the fireworks, a lot of people, and we were up there playing our music like, wow, this is great. And the fireworks finished, the rain started, and I can promise you, 40,000 people became about 14 people in less than 10 minutes.
Wow.
I've never seen a place get so empty, and we still played in the rain. So
did you guys have any kind of umbrellas or anything? You just,
I
got drenched?
had a rain jacket on, and I had to stand because the wind was going to blow me down. It was a little bit crazy, and I remember we actually used our title. We asked the guy, if it rains, is the show canceled? He said, no. And so we played the show, but then they canceled the other 2, and we had to escape from Penghu on the last plane before the typhoon came. It was very exciting.
So scary.
So even the best plans that you might have will have to be changed if it rains. So let's find out about Megan and Leo's plans that might have to change. Megan and Leo are making plans for a basketball event.
We need tents for the judges and players.
No, we don't. There won't be any rain and they'll add to our costs.
Of course we do. If it rains, everything gets wet, and the judges won't be happy if they get wet.
All right, so yes, part A, if it rains. This is the kind of question you'll ask. If it rains, what do we do? What is our plan B for a rainy day? Megan and Leo, it says, are making plans for a basketball event. Now, this could be inside in a school gym or somewhere, but if you're having a big thing, like a big basketball tournament, you might need to do it outside because you need lots of space for all the games to happen. So let's find out what's going on here.
Yes, and so Megan goes, we need tents for the judges and players.
Okay.
Oh, so that's kind of nice. If it rains, we would like to have tents, or Megan would like to have tents so that the judges and the players can kind of stay out of the rain and hopefully not get too wet before they go play.
That's a good point, and also to stay out of the sun and things like that, you know, it's nice. But Leo, he has a different, he's thinking in a different way. He says, no, we don't. We don't need any tents. He seems quite confident about this, and he explains, there won't be any rain. And they'll add to our costs. I'm like, what are you, God? You're gonna, there won't be rain.
Yeah, seriously.
How does he know? I guess he's looked at his app. He's like, oh, it's gonna be a sunny day. Yeah, but things can change, Leo. I wouldn't be so confident about that. But here's another reason. He thinks, you know, the weather will be nice, not necessary, and if we do, they'll add to our costs. Renting the tents, getting them delivered and taken back and all that stuff will add to their costs. In other words, they'll have to pay to get these tents.
Yes, and so we have these tents This tent is probably different than what you might see if you went camping. Because you've got like a camping tent where it has a zipper and it's all enclosed. But a lot of times these types of tents that you use at big events are more just like 4 poles with a roof, yeah, and then this kind of strapped to the ground, and so all the sides are open. So that's more like the kind of tent you might use in a situation like this, rather than what you might use if you went, camping and you had to sleep in the tent.
That's right. But it's something that you can collapse, you can fold it down, you can put it up, you can pack it away when you're not using it, or you can put it outside when you do want to use it. And yes, it will cover your head. It will keep the rain and the sun off you. And the judges, in this case, these would be sort of some of the VIPs at their basketball event, because a judge is a person who is hired to give scores, to sort of be an expert and go, this was good, this was bad, this person gets 6 out of 10, that person gets 8 out of 10, they are the winner. It's kind of like a referee or an umpire in a sports game, but of course a judge could judge, and we do use the same verb, many other things. You could judge a speech contest, judge a cooking contest. You have a judge in a court who says, you're going to jail. I'm the guy who decides. I'm the person who listens to things, who uses my knowledge to say good, bad, right, wrong. And then when I give my opinion, that is the one that really counts. I'm the boss. I'm the one who picks the winner. I'm the judge. And of course, judges are kind of important, and you don't want them getting wet, because then they'll leave and never come back to be a judge again.
Yeah, and in this situation, I think I'm a little bit confused, because we don't often use judging for actual referees. So this might be some kind of basketball competition where maybe they also have judges on maybe a 3-point contest,
like a
or
skills contest, and
because
a
normally,
slam dunk contest.
So that type of contest would probably have judges. But if they are just playing a basketball game, then we would normally use the word referee,
in the
shortened
black and white shirt.
Shortened to ref. And so the ref would be the one who would say, oh, you went out of bounds, you get the ball, da 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 da. So who knows exactly what's going on here, but you would see both of these words in those 2 different types of situations. And so then we continue on with our reading. We've got Megan, and she goes, of course we do. If it rains, everything gets wet, and the judges won't be happy if they get wet.
Yes, she's being a little wise, not so confident that the weather will be perfect, no problem. She's like, yeah, but if there is a problem, we won't be able to just have tents by magic. We'll need them there. We should be prepared. I'm going with Megan on this one. Let's take a break, and then we'll come back to see what they decide.
In that case, we can prepare umbrellas for them.
Also, if the sun is really strong that day, the tents will keep everyone from overheating.
Oh yeah. If someone overheats, there may be problems.
When that happens, we will be in trouble.
It's a good thing you thought of everything.
Okay, so they're planning for their big outdoor basketball event. Megan's thinking that tents will be useful. It'll keep the players and judges dry if it rains. Leo's like, it's not gonna rain. I have magic powers. I snap my fingers, the rain will stop. No, he's just quite confident that it won't rain, and he doesn't want to spend the money. But Megan pointed out, well, if it does rain and we don't have the tents, it's gonna be too late to get the tents. Everyone will be wet. So Leo says, in that case, if it does rain, we can prepare umbrellas for them. He's thinking that the players and the VIP judges will be happy to stand in the rain if they have an umbrella over their head. Well, it will stop them from getting completely wet, but it's not quite as useful as a tent.
Yeah.
And you're also going to need like 50 umbrellas for everyone, because really an umbrella is kind of only useful for one person. This is the thing, you might carry one in your bag when it rains, or maybe even on a hot and sunny day. You can open your umbrella, it pops open, it gives you a little circle of protection. You hold it over your head, the rain hits it, doesn't go on your body. But in a big rainstorm, if there's lots of people, if the rain is going sideways, umbrellas really aren't that useful to really stay dry.
Yeah, and I went to school in Seattle and it rains there a lot,
rains a lot.
but it doesn't rain really heavily. And so
Oh, yeah.
actually almost no one uses umbrellas. We usually say you know the people who are not from Seattle by if they have an umbrella or not, because you just
Vancouver is exactly
put your
the
hood up
same.
and just walk.
That's right. You have your rain jacket, not
Yeah.
your umbrella. But here, I bet you have an umbrella.
I do, yes, because it rains a lot harder
That's
here.
right, and it's too hot to wear that rain jacket.
Yes.
But really, for a big group of people, if they're going to be outside for a long time, umbrellas aren't the best plan.
Yes, and so Megan comes back and goes, also, if the sun is really strong that day, the tents will keep everyone from overheating.
Yeah, that's
so
true
Megan is kind of really overthinking this in a good way and thinking about all the things that could happen, hot or cold. So not just having the tent for the rain, even if it doesn't rain, it would still be a good idea because it can protect from the sun. And so we have this word strong. And so if the sun is really strong or if the wind is really strong, you can use it in this way as well. Again, it's the opposite of weak. So if something is very strong, then it's very powerful. If the sun is really strong, you might see, it might have a really hot day with no clouds. And so you just really feel the sun and you just feel like you're going to turn into like a little French fry or something because it's just too strong.
Yeah.
And so she is thinking, we can use the tents even if it doesn't rain.
It's true, because on a beautiful sunny day, that's great, no rain, but with no clouds in the sky in July and August, the sun is very powerful. You go outside, it's like, wow, I can feel my skin cooking. It's so strong. And if your body gets too hot, you will overheat. And this could be a very serious thing. In medicine, in the hospitals, it's called heat stroke. When your body gets too hot to sweat and cool itself down naturally, your temperature can go up, and when that affects your brain and other parts of your body, it can be a very serious emergency. When we overheat things, we just make them too hot. Too hot for safety, too hot for comfort, too hot to work well. If a car overheats, steam might come out of it. You got to stop the car, let the engine cool down. If your body overheats, you might get a headache and faint or something like that. We wouldn't use this really with food. You might burn your food if you make it too hot, but if you put that pot of water on the stove and you just let it boil and boil, if it overheats, the water will spill out, and of course this will make a mess and could be dangerous. Generally though, we're kind of talking about natural things or machines that kind of have a safe temperature. If you go over the safe temperature, now it is overheating and bad things can happen. As Leo says, oh yeah, he's thinking about Megan's really good points. Oh yeah. If someone overheats, there may be problems. Yeah, Leo, like dying.
Yes.
That could be a problem.
And so then Megan continues, when that happens, we will be in trouble. So she doesn't even say if that happens, she says when that happens. So meaning she thinks if there really is a very sunny day with strong sun and a lot of heat and no tents, someone's going to overheat.
That could be bad. Yes, that could be trouble if someone dies at your basketball event or even just gets sick and uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Has to go to a hospital. Anyway, so Leo now, I think he is kind of agreeing with Megan. I think they'll be calling that tent rental company to get some of those tents, because Leo says it's a good thing you thought of everything. It's a good thing you did kind of think through the situation and didn't just go, it'll be fine. No, because if it isn't fine, you're going to be in trouble. So it is good. They've come up with a good, sensible plan, and I'm sure they'll have a fun event. Well, that's all the time we have to have fun with you guys, but we'll be back with more tomorrow when we'll be talking about money. Lots and lots of money. Megan and Leo are making plans for a basketball event.
We need tents for the judges and players.
No, we don't. There won't be any rain and they'll add to our costs.
Of course we do. If it rains, everything gets wet, and the judges won't be happy if they get wet.
In that case, We can prepare umbrellas for them.
Also, if the sun is really strong that day, the tents will keep everyone from overheating.
Oh, yeah. If someone overheats, there may be problems.
When that happens, we will be in trouble.
It's a good thing you thought of everything.
Hello, I'm Tina. 我们来看一下这一课的重点单字。第一个 tent， 这是名词，棚子、帐篷。My dad put up the tent before it got dark. 我爸爸在天黑前把帐篷搭了起来。Put up 就是搭建。下一个单字 judge， 这是名词，裁判、评审。Mike was one of the judges at the horse race. Mike 是赛马会上的裁判之一。下一个单字 umbrella， 名词，雨伞。I left my umbrella on the MRT yesterday. 我昨天把伞忘在捷运上了。最后一个单字 strong， 这是形容词，表示光线或者是气味的强烈的一种感觉。There is a strong smell of bleach in the classroom. 教室里有一股浓烈的漂白水味。Bleach 就是名词，漂白水、漂白剂。接着我们来看一下这一课的重点文法。第一个 make plans for something 指的是为某件事情制定计划。Plan 它的意思就是指计划、方案，在这里面大多数用复数来表示哦。You should make plans for your study at the beginning of the new term. 新学期开始之际，你应该要制定学习计划。第二个文法 A adds to B， A 为 B 添上一笔。This show will add to Sandy's growing reputation. 这个表演又会让 Sandy 的知名度添上一笔。Reputation 就是名词，名声。最后一个文法 In that case， 那么一来，既然如此。这个片语通常放在句首，要用逗号跟后面的句子隔开。我们来看看下面这个情境。假设有一对夫妻，老婆要加班，不能回家吃饭，所以她打给她的老公。那她的老公就说 In that case, I'll cook. 那样的话，我来煮吧。结果呢，画面呢就切到老公自己吃了一桌垃圾食物，一边打电动，因为老婆不在家，实在是太开心啦。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，我们下一课再见，拜拜。
Mr. Ahmed Afo of Maro Woodcarving Studio was born in Hualien. He liked painting and joined a workshop to learn about wood carving skills. After learning about wood carving, Mr. Ahmed Afo fell in love with carving. He learned that Ami's culture had few works of art, so he opened Maro Woodcarving Studio. He wants to pass on the skills and culture to his students.
像我在课的话是记录我们的生活，比如说在农业社会的生活，插秧啦、犁田啦，是这样的呈现出来哈。还有一些跳舞啊，是这样，还有传承，妈妈指导孩子，是这样。我的雕刻里面好像都有这个图像，是这样。
Mr. Ahmed Afo's creations show both traditions and life experiences. His works show the passion of the Amis. Bold statues with delicate skills show a love for traditional arts. Mr. Ahmed Afo wants everyone to feel touched by this traditional art culture.
See you next time!